From Mac and Bob's Restaurant in Salem, Virginia, it's time for Maroons Tuesday Night Live. Here are your hosts for tonight's show, Richmond Bramblett and Brett Peltzer.
Tonight's edition of Tuesday Night Live here, Tuesday, November 13th at Mac and Bob's with a very large crowd of a student body here for Student Appreciation Night. So we're glad to see everybody here. Our guests for this evening, men's soccer coach and athletic director Scott Allison, men's basketball coach Paige Moyer, women's basketball coach Susan Dunnigan, men's basketball alum Nathan Hungate, president of Stop In Food Stores and former golfer John Newton, director of campus safety and former golf coach Tom Turner, assistant baseball coach Daniel Wood, Roanoke alum Nick DeSanctis, and of course strength and conditioning coach Dave Sampson with the workhorse of the week.
The 2012 season proved to be a season of many milestones for the men's soccer team. The Bruins finished the season with a record of 13-5-1. This is the sixth consecutive 10-win season for Roanoke, a feat that has never been accomplished in the 60-plus years of the program. Maroons actually closed out the season with a record of 10-2-1 in the final 13 games of the season and exited the NCAA tournament with a 4-1 loss to Emory University. 7 players were named to the All-ODAC team for the 2012 season. Chris Conover earned his second consecutive first-team All-ODAC nod for his play this year. Forwards Patrick Bain, A.J. Tierce, and Brian White nearly swept the second-team All-ODAC forwards category with their accolades. And Tyler Carball earned the second-team All-ODAC honors and was named 2012 ODAC Rookie of the Year. Third-team's leading scorer, Garrett Eldridge, was named to the third-team All-ODAC squad, as well as Carl Least, one of Roanoke's strongest defenders.
And for the cross-country team, the Roanoke College men and women's cross-country team finished strong in the ODAC championships. The men's team took third out of 11 teams, while the women were 6 out of 10 teams. Tim Smith led the Maroons in the race, followed by Harrison Toney, who took 14th. On the women's side, Grace England took 11th place in the 6K, while Leah Schimler finished 16th in the conference meet. The teams took to the NCAA Southeast Regional in Atlanta last weekend, where Tim Smith punched his ticket to the NCAA Cross Country Championships for the second consecutive year after taking 6th place. Smith earned all region honors for his performance, as did Toney, who took 35th place in the regional meet. Schimler topped all Maroons by taking 15th and was followed by England in 24th. Both Schimler and England also earned all region accolades. We'll be back in one moment here during Student Appreciation Night as we bring on former Tuesday Night Live host Nick DeSanctis. Stay with us.
Roanoke College. Timeless and true. Smart and solid. Practical and professional. Making discoveries about yesterday. Creating visions for tomorrow. Lifted by a winning college spirit. Forging lifetime friendships with professors who prepare you for a place at the head of an operating table or another bright future. Roanoke College. Classic for tomorrow.
I'm Shane Beamer.
And I'm Frank Beamer for Stop In Food Stores.
Hey, Dad, I'm gonna grab a hot dog. You want one?
Sure, let me give you...
It's okay, Dad. I got this one.
This week at Stop In, get 2 all-beef hot dogs, only 99 cents.
Get some refreshment with a fountain drink.
Any size, just 99 cents. Plus, pay only 99 cents for any size coffee, tea, or icy. Now through Sunday only.
All Stop In locations have quality branded gasoline. So stop in and fill up today.
Shop where Dad and I shop.
Stop In Food Stores.
All Sports, Stop In Food Stores, Dairy Queen, Chick-fil-A, Service Master, and the Roanoke College Bookstore.
And we're back here on Tuesday Night Live. You're not watching an old episode. This is actually Nick DeSanctis who has joined us. Nick, welcome back to the show.
Thanks. Nice to be back.
Yeah, so you, again, you really built Tuesday Night Live kind of from the ground up over the last 2 years and graduated and kind of moved on from here. What have you been actually working on outside now that you've graduated college?
Well, soon after I graduated in May, I actually got an email from Brad Moore, who had contact from a gentleman starting up a lacrosse broadcasting company, and I ended up getting in touch with him and since have worked to build Lax Vision Lacrosse Broadcasting, headquartered out of Denver, Colorado. I'm still living at home in New Jersey, but been working to put a schedule together, which come the spring may or may not include a trip down to Southwest Virginia once everything gets finalized and we have the sponsors line up and our funding checks have come in.
Well, again, we'll let everybody know on maroons.roanoke.edu if that's a possibility and if that happens. Now, we've got a huge crowd here tonight, and I know that kind of from the meager beginnings of Tuesday Night Live 2 years ago when you and Jeff Kissel and Brad and yourself kind of started this whole thing, What was kind of the vision of Tuesday Night Live, kind of from the beginning, and what did you all do to really get this thing rolling?
At home, I'm from just outside of Philadelphia, and during football season in South Philadelphia at a local bar and grill establishment similar to Mac and Bub's, which is a local legend, they bring on Philadelphia Eagles coaches and players, and they put the game up, or put the show up live on the screen. They play the audio in-house, goes out on TV and radio. And soon after we got the broadcasting equipment that we did, I talked to Brad and said, we could do something like this. We could use it to build school spirit, spread the word a little bit more about Roanoke College athletics. And he got on board, the administration got on board, and it's slowly climbed as donations have come in. We've got more equipment. We have HD cameras, a brand new TriCaster, another brand new TriCaster.
Yeah,
I'm not sure we really envisioned it growing this big, having the set, the lights, but it's kind of cool to come back now, just about 2.5 years after it started, and see the point that it's reached.
And again, probably 150, 200 people here right now.
Biggest crowd I've seen here.
Absolutely. You've been a part of a lot of big kind of Roanoke College moments in terms of broadcasting over the last couple of years. As well as here on Tuesday Night Live. I'll ask it as a two-part question. First, what are some of the favorite moments that you've really called here at Roanoke College?
Some of the moments that I've gotten to call that are so memorable would be one of my early soccer games with Bryant Mortimer. Roanoke scored the game-winning goal with 3 seconds to go in the ODAC tournament to beat Hampton-Sydney. The men's lacrosse team against Stevenson, obviously, in 2011 was a big one. Winning that one with 14 seconds to go, and watching the softball team this past spring as you and I were up in Newport News as they clinched regionals, not to mention winning ODACs and then seeing them play at the Moyer Complex. There's been a lot.
Yeah, we definitely got stuck up in the crow's nest of all places last year for softball.
Quite the view.
Probably trying to watch it from the Bass Center or something that's happened over at Kerr Stadium, but we did our best. Again, 2 years of being on here on Maroons Tuesday Night Live. You've gotten to talk to a lot of people within the program, outside in the community. Who are some of the people that you've enjoyed talking to on the show?
Most of the interviews I've had have been pretty good. There's been some awkward moments, like not going to say any names, but the gentleman who took his headset off looked at me and said, "I can't hear you," as we're going live. That was one of my more uncomfortable moments. But to bring on Dave Ross, who's a Roanoke legend in TV and radio, and a friend of mine, to have him come on the show was neat. Talking to Paris Butler was definitely a good time, and bringing up Bill Roth from Virginia Tech, the voice of the Hokies, to come sit up here with me the first year of the show. Him and his IMG marketing team came up. Had the chance to talk to him and talk to them. That was pretty cool. One of the highlights, though, has to be interviewing President Maxey. Had a chance to talk to him about his son playing soccer and what it's like for him to be an administrator, going to the game and watching his son play Roanoke.
Yeah.
And they really had a good conversation with President Maxey as well.
Well, good. Hopefully we can get you down here and maybe do a couple of lacrosse games if time permits to get you kind of come back here on the mic and get things going.
That'd be great, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Nick, always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on the show. And we'll be back in just one moment with baseball assistant coach Daniel Wood. Stay with us.
Looking for great food and the big game in high def? Try the new menu items at All Sports Cafe, including thick and juicy burgers grilled to perfection, served with fries and your choice of any side item. All Sports Cafe, where the object is to score great food.
Be sure to catch Roanoke College sports on Valley Vision TV, Comcast Channel 7 in Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt, Lexington, and Blacksburg. Brought to you by Mac and Bob's, Main Street, Salem. For programming information or schedules, go to valleyvisiontv.com.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
And we're back here on Tuesday Night Live here during Student Appreciation Night with assistant baseball coach Daniel Wood. Daniel, welcome to the show.
How's it going, man?
Not too bad. Now, we always enjoy having our coaching staff kind of come on and talk about the team, but from what we understand, you were quite a pitcher in your undergrad years. Can you talk a little bit about your journey through college?
Absolutely. I signed with the Virginia Military Institute out of high school. Went there, played for 2 years, redshirted my freshman year, played the following 2 years, and then in 2008 I transferred to Tennessee Wesleyan, where I played my last 2 years of ball, and had a pretty good career. I had a great time, played under two great guys, and I'm very fortunate about the kind of path I took.
Is it at Tennessee Wesleyan you were 18-1? Is that right?
I was 18-1. My first year there, I was the Friday night guy. Ended up going through some arm trouble, and went to the bullpen my senior year, where I had 29 appearances, I believe, and went 9-0 out of the pen that year.
So, needless to say, not too shabby of a career.
I was really, really pleased with the way it turned out.
Now, after graduating from Tennessee Wesleyan, you served as a pitching coach for a couple of years in a couple of different places. Can you talk a little bit from your graduating Tennessee Wesleyan and on to kind of how you got here to Roanoke?
Absolutely. Once I graduated Tennessee Wesleyan, I went and coached in the Coastal Plains League, which is a summer league for college guys, for a team I played for when I was going through college. And it was in Petersburg. We were the Petersburg Generals, coached there for one season, and then made my way to the Richmond Baseball Academy, where I was there for 2.5 years, doing private instruction, coaching teams out of there, working with the showcase with the high school guys, and then got into coaching high school ball. And my first high school job was actually a pitching coach for a man that signed me to college. He was the hitting coach at VMI at the time.
That's cool.
And he recruited me there, and kind of worked himself back around to where I ended up working with him. And
nice.
It was a blast. It was a wonderful opportunity.
Now, you all are just kind of getting out of fall ball kind of fairly recently. Can you talk a little bit about the squad right now and kind of how they're coming together during the offseason?
Absolutely. Fall ball went great. We had a great 4 weeks of that, and now we're into our personal workouts. So these guys get up every morning. The first lifting group starts at 6 o'clock in the morning, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. They come in, and they get after it in there. And they're doing a great job, and then once they get some free time throughout the day, they get all their throwing, all their running, all the other drill work they have to get in. This is a time, teams really, really grow by leaps and bounds.
Okay.
And, if they put the work in that we ask of them, that's required of them, they're going to be extremely pleased with where they end up come February 2nd.
And we can kind of tell a lot from the players right now. And it seems they're really energized and excited about this kind of upcoming season and kind of the change that's coming with the program. Also, from some of the coaches that we've talked to, seem pretty pumped for what's going to happen in 2013. Can you talk a little bit just about the energy this team has kind of brought since you've been on?
Absolutely. And, it all starts with our head coach, Coach McGuire. He's a fantastic man, great human being. I actually had the opportunity to play for him in 2007. He was our volunteer at VMI. And him and I established a pretty good relationship out of there. And, everywhere he's gone to coach, success has followed him. And, it all starts at the top, and it starts with him. And then working our way down, with Coach Jones, Coach Knoll, great baseball guys, young guys, very energetic.
Yeah.
And, you learn as you go along with Coach. And all we do is make suggestions. It's up to the guys to kind of put forth the effort. And they've done a fantastic job. They've bought in. They're really, really, they're hungry. They're ready to be a successful ball club, and the talent's there. And I've got high hopes. I got good expectations going into, this season this year.
Lastly, can you talk a little bit just about some of the pitchers you've worked with and kind of some of the guys that are pretty much, seem to be kind of ready to go coming up in this season?
Absolutely. We really don't have a downfall in our rotation right now. We've got 4 solid starters that we've named off. Starting with Tyler Grouton, who's kind of been the workhorse of the group.
Absolutely.
He's a senior arm, kind of coming back off of a knee injury, but he puts in, all the work we ask of him and more. So I'm very pleased with the kind of leadership role he's stepped up and taken. And, it kind of works itself down with T.J. Demschar, Cam Holshouser, Jacob McMillan, Mark Wimmer. I can continue to name, go through our whole staff.
Sure.
It's come as a whole, but, Tyler's done a really good job of kind of stepping up and taking that leadership role.
Yeah.
And, every successful ball club needs to have one of those guys, whether it's, kind of outright mandated by a coach or it's behind the scenes where a kid says, all right, I'm going to do this. I want to make it happen. And, he's done a very good job of that.
Well, Daniel, we appreciate you coming on the show. And
thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And once spring comes around, we'll hope to kind of get you back on here and talk about the team as they're getting ready to go in the season.
Absolutely. We're very excited about it, and we've got some big expectations. I think we're going to shock a lot of people this year.
Good. That's what we like to hear.
Absolutely.
We'll be back in just one moment as I talk with Tom Turner, Director of Campus Safety and former golf coach here at Roanoke College. Stay with us.
Be sure to catch Roanoke College sports on Valley Vision TV, Comcast Channel 7 in Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt, Lexington, and Blacksburg. Brought to you by Mac and Bob's, Main Street, Salem. For programming information or schedules, go to valleyvisiontv.com.
Mac and Bob's opened for business in 1980. Over the years, we've grown from 10 stools to a full-service restaurant that seats 330 people. Now we invite you to come try our new breakfast menu, featuring sweet potato pancakes, eggs Benedict, omelets made to order, stuffed French toast, homemade sausage and gravy biscuits, and much more. Open for breakfast Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m., Sunday brunch 10 a.m. till 2. See you for breakfast at Mac and Bob's in Salem.
I'm Shane Beamer.
And I'm Frank Beamer for Stop In Food Stores.
Hey, Dad, I'm going to grab a hot dog. You want one?
Sure. Let me give you...
It's okay, Dad. I got this one.
This week at Stop In, get 2 all-beef hot dogs, only 99 cents.
Get some refreshment with a fountain drink.
Any size, just 99 cents. Plus, pay only 99 cents for any size coffee, tea, or icy. Now through Sunday only.
All Stop In locations have quality branded gasoline. So stop in and fill up today.
Shop where Dad and I shop.
Stop In Food Stores.
And we're back here at Mac and Bob's for Student Appreciation Night. And we are joined by Director of Campus Safety and former golf coach, Tom Turner. First, Tom, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. It's a great crowd tonight.
It is a fantastic crowd tonight, and they're all still lining up for food over there, and I think there's still plenty to go.
Absolutely. Have some of those wings. I can smell them all the way over here.
We're proud to have you on the show just as a golf coach from the early 90s. Can you tell us a little bit about the program when you first took the job?
Well, I took over in the 91 season, and we had a good, solid roster, a lot of good players, and it was in good shape, but we really worked to get to the next level. And I was just talking to John Newton over here. He'll be on shortly. He was a member of the 81 team that finished second in the nation, and you know, we took our inspiration from the 81 team, and that helped us motivate the players.
Now, as an 83 graduate of Roanoke College, you were able to see some of the best moments in the Bass Center and Alumni Gym. Could you tell some of the players and moments that really come to mind during that era?
Well, I've got my cheat sheet here, and I've been with the college for 30 years, and I've seen a lot of players, and I was trying to think of, you know, who all were some of the players that stand out. Of course, Gerald Holmes and I were classmates, so he and I, you know, still stay in touch. I got to see him play, you know, men's basketball, Reggie Thomas. Women's basketball, some of the folks that I've seen, Donna Kogar, Alice Apperson, and Karen Jenkins. Just a lot of players over the last 30 years that have been outstanding, you know, at the college. I think one of the most exciting times that I've seen that I've actually at a game was several years ago when the men's lacrosse team made it to the quarterfinals at Salisbury State and lost in overtime, and it was a real heartbreaker. So, and I remember one time one of Ed Green's teams, I believe it was 4 overtimes in the ODAC championship at the Salem Civic Center. So, and it's some great times at the college.
A lot of good ones there, and again, a lot of good players. Hopefully, we'll get to see some of them kind of over the next this next season with 100 years of basketball coming up. Going back to your golf coaching, you coached again for the Maroons. You were able to bring the program back to some of the success it earned in the early 80s. In '92, you guided your team to the Virginia Intercollegiate State Championship and a runner-up finish at the ODAC Championships. Could you tell us some of your former players that stand out to you during your time as golf coach?
Well, the team that really was the strongest team that we had was the 92 roster. And like I say, we finished second in Virginia State Intercollegiate, which was Division 3 and Division 2. We had number 1, number 2 players in the tournament, Bobby Spillane, who's in Massachusetts. I told him I'd give him a shout out. I talked to him last week. And then Glenn Perlman, and they were finished 1-2. We lost by, let me see here, we lost by 2 strokes to Christopher Newport. I mean, it was a great time. We were playing at the Homestead Lower Cascades course, and the roster that we had that year was Bobby Splain, two-time ODAC player, all ODAC, Frank Richardson from Martinsville, Glenn Perlman from Bassett, Matt Marable from Florida, and Sam Taylor, who's a Roanoke product. So we had a strong team that year, and we were really proud of them. Of what we accomplished that year.
Now, as we mentioned at the top of the interview, you were the director of campus safety here at Roanoke College. Could you tell the viewers a little bit about your job and what made you want to come back here to work at your alma mater?
Well, I sort of was at the right place at the right time. Position came open in 1983. I had some experience in law enforcement and whatnot, and Roanoke was good to me. I was a student at Roanoke College, and I felt like, it was an opportunity for me to give back to the college, and I've been here for 30 years, and it's been a good ride. I'm approaching retirement before long, but, the college is really moving ahead and going places, and athletic program too, and, I'm proud to, what Scott's accomplishing and all of our coaches, as well as, we've got an excellent leader in Dean Gene Jarsky, who is our divisional leader. So, it's really good.
Now, lastly, just want to touch on 100 years of basketball coming up this week as the men travel to Philly. Are you excited to see some of the games this year, and will it bring kind of back some memories for you from your time here as a student? Absolutely.
I remember when the Bass Center opened. I can remember watching games in Alumni Gym. I mean, and it was tight and whatnot. But basketball season is always special at Roanoke. We've got a proud tradition, and I always look forward to it. Especially as we run up, have the few games prior to the Christmas break, it's always good to see what the team looks like and see how we're going. I'm hearing some good things from Paige and some of the other folks about the roster this year. So I'm looking forward to it.
It seems like it's going to be good. And again, 100 years of basketball coming up. All the stuff is going to be on the website at maroons.roanoke.edu. Check all that out as we'll keep unrolling stuff on there and the Facebook page. Tom, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We appreciate having you.
I enjoyed it. My pleasure.
We'll be back in just one moment with President of Stop In Food Stores and former golfer here at Roanoke College, John Newton. Stay with us.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
Hey Roanoke fans, come out to the C. Homer Bass Gymnasium on December 1st for Roanoke College Maroon Madness. The action begins at 1 p.m. as the men's basketball team takes on ODAC opponent Eastern Mennonite University. The afternoon continues with in-game and halftime contests, plus great giveaways and prizes. We'll also recognize all fall and spring sports teams throughout the day. Also in attendance will be the cheerleaders, dance team, and pep band. Be sure to wear your maroon and come out to celebrate during the 100th year of basketball with Roanoke College Maroon Madness.
Be sure to catch Roanoke College sports on Valley Vision TV, Comcast Channel 7 in Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt, Lexington, and Blacksburg. Brought to you by Mac and Bob's, Main Street, Salem. For programming information or schedules, go to valleyvisiontv.com.
And we're back here at Mac and Bob's again for Student Appreciation Night. And we're joined by John Newton, president of Stop In Food Stores and former golfer here at Roanoke College. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Now, you are, I apologize. You were a 1981 graduate of Roanoke College, where you were a 4-year all-ODAC selection for the men's golf team. What really sparked your interest as a youngster?
I got involved with golf through my father and just started at a young age and developed a real interest in it. And played a lot of other sports as well, but ultimately kind of went with golf and basketball.
Now, you were a first-team All-American as a senior for the Maroons, and you had an incredible talent that could have probably landed you at Division I. Could you take us back to making your decision about coming to Roanoke College out of high school?
Yeah, I only had one D1 school looking at me. It was mainly for basketball, believe it or not, VMI, and they had just been to the Final Four the year before, and between basketball and golf, it was a half scholarship. Next year, it was going to be a full scholarship, and ultimately decided I did not want to go to VMI. I called my father and said, "Are you going to kill me for this?" And he, of course, was very supportive, and I'd been talking to Roanoke, and ultimately came here. It was great. Played basketball my freshman year, and then just focused on golf the next 3 years.
Now, while you were playing as Maroon, you were able to help the men with back-to-back ODAC championships, and in 1981 finished second in the country at the NCAA championships. Can you take us back to that year, 1981, and what does it really mean to you over this next 30 years?
Well, honestly, it stung a little bit that we didn't win. We had a 6-shot lead coming in the last 9, and we didn't know that. But, I mean, we had some great guys on the team. All of them could have played at D1 school level. And at the time, golf, we played with Wake Forest, North Carolina, Ohio State, D1 schools, because golf wasn't quite as popular then. So, but it was still great to finish second. It was a great group of guys. Coach Fox was our coach, and we really had a great time together. It was a lot of fun to have that success, but it still stings that we didn't win at all.
Sure. Now, who else was on that squad with you?
Chip Hitt, who was from Salem, Greg and Steve Caldwell, who were from Salem, Danny Hopkins, who was from Glenver, and Jason Perdue, who'd started out at the University of Florida. He was from Northside. Had a couple of guys from up north, Joe Sindelar, Andy Veazey. Just a great group of guys, a lot of fun.
Now, you are president of Stop In Food Stores and been a very strong supporter of Roanoke College athletics after you graduated. You've also served on the Scott Robertson Memorial and Roanoke Golf Hall of Fame Board of Directors. In addition, you've participated in the 53rd Virginia State PGA Open Golf Tournament coming out of college. A lot to do after graduating from college. Could you tell us some of your fondest moments here at Roanoke College?
Well, probably just going back to freshman year. Met a lot of guys. We were living in a dorm with basketball players, golfers, a few other non-athletes, but mainly athletes. And at the time, we were Division II my first year here. I remember going to California and playing the Division II Nationals as an individual. But to some of the professors to this day, Eddie McClellan, Bob Stauffer, Larry Lynch, Hank Wolf, I doubt there are too many kids that can name professors that really worked with them, had an influence on them. I was in a fraternity, Pi Lambda Phi. I just met a lot of great guys through that. Playing in the old alumni gym as a freshman. They can't pack the Bass Center now, but you didn't have any problem packing the old alumni gym.
I don't doubt it. Now again, just from hearing you talk, it seemed like you just had a lot going on, even as a student, not so much as aside from being a student athlete. Do you have any advice that you could give to student athletes just in terms of kind of extracurricular stuff?
Get involved in as much as you can, because it's just great experience for down the road, and also you never know who you might meet that might be a potential job opportunity for you. It's all about relationships, but I think being able to multitask and juggle as many balls as you can is important later in life, no matter what career you choose. So do as much as you can, get involved as much as you can, and enjoy the 4 years as much as you can, because they're gone very quickly. 4 or 5 years, however long it takes, but they go fast.
Again, if you can do all that at a place like Roanoke, you can probably do it anywhere.
I think so. Roanoke's a great school.
Well, John, we appreciate you coming
thanks
on
for
the
having
show.
me. Appreciate it. Thank you.
We'll be back in just one moment as Brett Peltier interviews former basketball alum Nathan Hungate. Stay with us.
Join the team and support Roanoke College student athletes. As a Maroon Club member, you can support the young men and women who represent the college on its athletic teams, in its intramurals, and on club sports. You'll get athletic and recreational team news straight from the coaches, be invited in club events, and receive an official Maroon Club decal. For more information, visit www.roanoke.edu/Maroon Club and become a member of the Maroon Club today.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, and I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
at a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
Mac and Bob's opened for business in 1980. Over the years, we've grown from 10 stools to a full-service restaurant that seats 330 people. Now we invite you to come try our new breakfast menu, featuring sweet potato pancakes, eggs Benedict, omelets made to order, stuffed French toast, homemade sausage and gravy biscuits, and much more. Open for breakfast Monday through Saturday at 8 a.m., Sunday brunch 10 a.m. till 2. See you for breakfast at Mac and Bob's in Salem.
Hey Roanoke fans, come out to the C. Hummer Bass Gymnasium on December 1st for Roanoke College Maroon Madness. The action begins at 1 p.m. as the men's basketball team takes on ODAC opponent Eastern Mennonite University. The afternoon continues with in-game and halftime contests, plus great giveaways and prizes. We'll also recognize all fall and spring sports teams throughout the day. Also in attendance will be the cheerleaders, dance team, and pep band. Be sure to wear your maroon and come out to celebrate during the 100th year of basketball with Roanoke College Maroon Madness.
Welcome back to Maroons Tuesday Night Live at Mac and Bob's on Student Appreciation Night. We'd like to welcome Roanoke basketball alum Nathan Hungate. Nathan, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's always good to have an alum back to talk about their experiences at Roanoke College. You played at Northside High School for Billy Pope. Talk about some of your experiences at Northside High School.
Yeah, Billy Pope was a great high school coach to come under to learn his program, and had a great learning experience through the years I was there, and he taught me a lot to get to the next level.
Looking at Roanoke College, they had 2 20-win seasons while you were in high school. What made you look at their program and pay in for Coach Paige Moyer?
Well, my parents really enjoyed watching me play, so I wanted to stick around somewhere local, and ODAC area was on the top of my list. And my sister just graduated from Roanoke, and so I got to see them play a lot with Hillary Scott leading that team, and I saw what they had returning. So they had a lot of great teams, players coming back. So it just fit right in for me, and to play under Paige Moyer was an honor.
And you were a 4-year letter winner yourself. You participated in 3 NCAA tournament appearances and won the ODAC championship in 1996. Talk about some of your experiences playing for Roanoke College, actually playing.
It was an unbelievable run that we had. We tried to help out Coach with his victories, and we had 1 year that we went to the Final 16. We had a great run and had great chemistry on the team, and had a lot of great teammates. So it was pretty easy to just be a part of that, and they became family, and then Coach led us to what we became. So it was a very great time to be there.
You're also on the all-time list for assist and steals as a guard at Roanoke College. And in 1996, you played in the highest-scoring NCAA game in the history of Roanoke College against Shenandoah, and then had a victory over Hendrix College of Arkansas to get to the Final 16. Talk about that experience in that year.
Yeah, that was our best year, and the game that we broke the record. Somebody broke the record that night, so it was we were very paced team and could score from every position, and so it was a great run. We got home court advantage that year, and we just ran into a tough Illinois Wesleyan team that gave us a good beating.
And we know that you're in real estate and a proud member of Salem Rotary. Talk about what you're doing today and how you keep in touch with your teammates today.
Yeah, see, my big part of Salem Rotary is trying to give back to the local community now, and my wife is local here. She works at Our Health here in Valley in Salem, and I have two young kids. My daughter's Blair, 4, and son's 3, Tyler. And so get together with the guys a lot. The internet's a good way, and cell phone. So we try to at least get together once or twice a year to reminisce.
And this year is the 100-year anniversary of Roanoke College basketball. Talk about what it's like to be part of that 100 years in the program, and what does it mean to you to be a part of the 100-year program?
I'm very honored to be part of that, and you know, we got a great facility here at Roanoke, and great players and teams to come through here with the national championship, and just to be part of that for a couple, you know, 4 years, and to be part of that is a great honor, and I'm glad to be to support this 100 years, and hopefully we can get the basketball team to be a part of it and do well this year.
And Nathan, we'd like to thank you for being a part of the show. We'd like to wish you much luck in your future, and maybe your young children will be basketball players for somebody in the future.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Much luck to you. We'll be right back on Roanoke College Tuesday Night Live at Mac and Bob's on Student Appreciation Night with women's basketball coach Susan Dunnigan previewing the 2012-13 season.
Be sure to catch Roanoke College sports on Valley Vision TV, Comcast Channel 7 in Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt, Lexington, and Blacksburg. Brought to you by Mac and Bob's, Main Street, Salem. For programming information or schedules, go to valleyvisiontv.com.
Looking for great food and the big game in high def? Try the new menu items at All Sports Cafe, including thick and juicy burgers grilled to perfection, served with fries and your choice of any side item. All Sports Cafe, where the object is to score great food.
Welcome back to Maroons Tuesday Night Live at Mac and Bob's on Student Appreciation Night, and I'm with head women's basketball coach Susan Dunnigan in a place that we both didn't think we'd be 25, 30 years ago.
No, we did not, did we?
But we're here.
We've been around each other a long time, haven't we?
We've been around each other a long time. And first of all, I want to talk about your one returning senior, your point guard, Rachel Delahunt, and what she brings to your program and what she has brought to your program the last 4 years. I've been privileged to learn what kind of citizen she is off the court.
Rachel's a good girl. I'm very fortunate. Our team is very fortunate to have her being our senior, being our captain, our co-captain. She brings us consistency. She brings us sort of leadership. She has a steadiness about her out there on the floor, a very calming effect. But yet she's, you know, she can be as aggressive as she needs to be, and she helps to make things happen.
And talk about a little bit about your other returners as well, Tatum, Paxton, Laurel.
Do I have to?
Sure.
Oh, okay. I don't think they heard me. They're over there.
They heard you.
Oh, they did. Okay,
they
good.
Heard you.
Yeah, my 2 juniors. We've got, we've got a young team. We've got our 1 senior with Rachel, and we have Hannah Davison. I want to throw her in there too because of an injury to her back, she had to have surgery over the summer, and she's not able to play. And she's like a student assistant for us and helping us, and she's been really good out there analyzing also. And then of course we've got Tatum and Paxton and Laurel, who are going to give us a huge lift this year. Paxton ended up, she and Laurel have worked harder, I think, than very many of the people I've had throughout the year. They've worked over the summer. It's one of those things where nobody's watching, and they're doing what they need to be doing to get ready for the season. They're very excited. And Paxton, of course, was 3rd team all ODAC last year, and she's going to be bringing back a lot of experience, as is Laurel. And it's going to be helpful for the young ones that we have coming up to give us that stabilizing force.
Looking at your perspectives for the year, I was impressed with the number of recruits you have brought in, plus you're going to be joined by a couple of soccer players. Talk a little bit about this class of 7.
We've got 7 freshmen, and that's a lot. I thought we were young last year, but we're even younger this year. And those freshmen, some of them are going to make an immediate impact. They're going to be out there being able to contribute. I can see a lot of them being a factor. Our 2 soccer players came in late, and being a freshman, I didn't know much about Ashley Barnes, but she is a point guard, and we're in need of another point guard. Just as our backup right now until she gets her legs under her. And Anna Carter, who played soccer, and she's starting to fit in pretty well. I was able to see her during the course of her senior year, so I have an idea what to expect from her.
You mentioned Hannah Davidson earlier, who's going to be on the bench this year. You have Corey Cromer, and you have a couple of longtime assistants, Jim Robinson, entering his 14th season, and Lynn Richmond, who played for you a long time ago and then played at Radford and has been with the program for, I think this is her 26th year.
Oh, good grief.
So
I didn't know it was that long.
Talk about your staff.
Been very fortunate. You look at a program and you see the success a program has, and you look at the coaches, the coaching staff, and you see the continuity that we've had. We've been around a long time. And you realize that, it says something to be able to keep them in a fold. And they're very special to me, all of them. Corey's the newest and youngest, and she's brought a good deal to us, especially for the posts. And they have, I look forward to seeing what we're going to be doing this year.
You're opening Thursday against Washington Lee and their new coach, Christine Clancy. What do you look for with that challenge?
Well, we know they too are going to be young. They don't have a lot of depth, but we know they're going to be after us because they've got something to prove. And they're in a situation that they think that nobody is giving them a chance, so they're going to come out fighting with us. And we know they've got two or three strong kids coming back who really contributed last year. So we're going to have our hands full.
Then you go down to Guilford and play 2 days in a row against York College and North Carolina Wesleyan. Where would you like to see your team after 3 games?
After 3 games? I'd love to see 2-1, if not 3-0. That would be awesome. I'd be happy.
Okay. Well, Coach Dunnigan, we thank you for the first time of many times this season. And I'll be back with head coach of the men's program, Paige Moyer, right after the break. Actually, it's going to be men's soccer coach finishing his last year, and athletic director Scott Allison will be next. And we'll be back, Roanoke College Tuesday Night Live at Mac and Bob's.
All sports. Stop-in food stores. Dairy Queen. Chick-fil-A. Service Master. And the Roanoke College Bookstore.
I'm Shane Beamer.
And I'm Frank Beamer for Stop In Food Stores.
Hey, Dad, I'm going to grab a hot dog. You want one?
Sure. Let me give you...
It's okay, Dad. I got this one.
This week at Stop In, get 2 all-beef hot dogs, only 99 cents.
Get some refreshment with a fountain drink.
Any size, just 99 cents. Plus, pay only 99 cents for any size coffee, tea, or icy. Now through Sunday only.
All Stop In locations have quality branded gasoline. So stop in and fill up today.
Shop where Dad and I shop.
Stop In Food Stores.
Roanoke College. Timeless and true. Smart and solid. Practical and professional. Making discoveries about yesterday. Creating visions for tomorrow. Lifted by a winning college spirit. Forging lifetime friendships with professors who prepare you for a place at the head of an operating table or another bright future. Roanoke College. Classic for tomorrow.
Back here with men's soccer coach and director of athletics Scott Allison. Coach, congratulations on your 8th time as being named ODAC Coach of the Year. And once again, talk about this team in the 2012 season.
Oh, well, thanks, bro. It's just a great group of young men. We really came together over the course of the year. We started out 2-2 and learned a lot about ourselves in those opening 4 games. And, and lost the 5th game to Randolph-Macon. And that kind of steered us right. From then on, I think we played well and really came together. Great years by all 3 seniors. Chris Conover, first team All-ODAC, was our leader all year and was a stalwart of our defense, one of the best center backs, I think, in the country. A.J. Tierce was phenomenal this year, played as an attacking midfielder, and he's been more of a wide player for us in the past and really did a great job. And Logan Miller, started for us at right back and, he had his best season and really gave us great minutes. I feel good for all 3 of those seniors. And, to win the ODAC regular season is a feat in itself because the league is so good. It's not that there's that many great teams in the ODAC. There's a lot of good, solid teams that are well coached and organized. And to win the regular season was quite a feat, and then to turn around and top that off with a tournament championship, winning three games against 3 quality opponents. That just says a lot. I'm really proud of the group and. A heck of a way to go out.
Unfortunately, only 1 game in the NCAA tournament with the 4-1 loss to a fine Emory University team and your old friend, Coach Travis. But talk about what going to the NCAA tournament did for this program after 2012.
Well, it's I think every kid that comes to Roanoke College to play soccer wants to compete at the national level, and they know that we're always going to be in a position to compete for a conference championship that puts us into the tournament. And certainly we didn't want to play just 1 game. We would have liked to have advanced, and it wasn't our night, and a lot of that has to do with Emory. They had a great night. It was certainly their night. They finished everything they needed to finish, and we certainly had some looks and didn't take advantage of that. But it's always good to get into the tournament. It says something nationally about your program, and there are a lot of pieces of the puzzle that Roanoke College has for the makings of a great men's and women's soccer team. And the Kerr Stadium, a wonderful school to sell, a great setting, commitment of the athletic department. I mean, it's Roanoke College is a great place to coach.
And we wanted to also mention that you did host the game at Kerr Stadium, which we talked about a little bit. What does that mean for the program? You also had your online viewership increase markedly over last year. So talk about the fan base and what that means to the
Roanoke. It was incredible. I mean, I think this year, granted we got on a run and we had great support last year, but this year it seemed to be even better. We generated some excitement, and my hat's off to Dr. Gene Jarsky and Brad Moore for the work they do behind the scenes to get fans in the stands and give them some props to enjoy themselves while they're there. I know that some flags were distributed, and some of the students just really came out and got behind our guys. And a lot of that has to do with the kind of guys we have on the team too. I think they're well liked on campus, and that always makes a bit of a difference.
Yeah, well, there's been times when some of the flags should have been maybe put over my mouth, but we won't get into that.
No.
You're also getting ready to be full-time athletic director, and what do you expect from the sports here in the future?
Well, I think that athletics is an important component of any small private institution, and our coaches really do work hard to try to provide the best experience they can for the student athletes involved in their programs. And you have to have enough success to have a good experience. Somebody's getting their brains beat in all the time, and it's not the greatest sports experience. And you'll find that most of our teams do relatively well. I think we're excited about the academic achievement of our student athletes as well. We celebrate that as much as we possibly can. We want our student athletes to be just visible on campus. We want them to make a difference in the life of Roanoke College, and I think that I think we do that, and I'm hoping that we're going to see more of that here in the near future.
Okay, Coach. Well, thank you very much for being here tonight, and we wish you luck with the athletic director duties in the future. And like I said to you last week, we're both going to be around another 150 years, so we'll go from there.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
I'll be back with Coach Paige Moyer and the men's basketball program celebrating 100 years this year. on Mac and Bob's Tuesday Night Live, Roanoke College Sports, on Student Appreciation Night.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
For information or schedules on Valley Vision TV programs, visit us on the internet at valleyvisiontv.com. Remember, you're watching the Valley's only true local network, Valley Vision TV, Comcast Channel 7.
Tuesday Night Live, Roanoke College Athletics, here on Student Appreciation Night. And I'm pleased to be welcomed by men's basketball coach Paige Moyer for the first time in the 2012-2013 season. Coach, talk about your team this year, what you've seen in practice.
Well, we're really excited to get going. We've had a good month of preparation. I think the one thing that's very gratifying, the kids that came back from last year's team came back in better shape. You can tell guys had really worked on their game, and we're prepared to have a good season. We've got some new faces who are going to step in and be really strong for us as well. So we're excited to get going and looking forward to the weekend.
This is the 100th anniversary of Roanoke College basketball. Talk a little bit about how special that is, one, and what are your favorite memories having grown up with the program with your dad being coach?
Well, I think as a head coach assistant in my 6 years with my dad here, 31 of the 100 I've gotten to see up close, and it's a great tradition. It's woven along with great academics at Roanoke. I think it's serviced the academic mission of the college very well, and you see that in the alumni that we've had that come through Roanoke and have graduated and gone on to great things. We've got a tradition of success, which is very important on the court to go with off the court, and just it's been a quick 31 for me, the ones I've been involved with.
Talk a little bit about, you were talking earlier about your returnees specifically and your 3 new freshmen.
Well, I mean, it starts with Kwasi Mpanza, and Kwasi had a great year last year. And he's a young man who I think could garner some postseason attention if we have a good season. And I think he's poised to help us do that. And great young man on and off the court, but I think he's a real competitor, a winner. He's a complete guard, plays great defense along with being lead scorer in the ODAC last year. A host of other good returnees. I mean, as far as seniors, Jordan Thacker's a kid that you're really going to watch this year. I think he's poised to have a great senior. He's one of the 2 or 3 guys that really stood out in how much they improved coming back this season. He's had a very good preseason. Another senior, Zach Barrett, Connor Toomey, Jimmy Bradshaw, all provide good leadership kids at some point in time during the year will probably do some big things for us. Going to the junior class, Ethan Humphreys and Clay Lacey have been standouts for us. Stefan Vulovic had a great transfer year in last year, gave us some solid basketball. And then I think that, Andrew Daniels is a kid that we've expected to do big things for us. And he's just been injured last year. The poor young man had Lyme disease. And really tough to watch him go through what he did to get there. But he, if he could stay injury-free, he could be a really breakout player for us. And go to the sophomore class, Daniel Eco and Alex Weint and Julian Ramirez. Really 3 guys who we expect to play fantastic basketball for us. All 3 are going to be key components. And probably one guy I missed because it's funny, he's had a chance to maybe graduate in 3 years. He's only a sophomore eligibility-wise, but Tyler Akers. Along with Jordan Thacker, they've probably been the best 2 returnees as far as how much improvement they've made in their game to step into this season. So that gives you all the returnees, I think. I don't run through my head, but it's a great group, and we're looking forward to getting them started.
And your newcomers?
Well, we've got 3 freshmen in the lineup. Cameron Smith is the only one that the local people won't know about right off the bat. He's from a pretty good distance. He came from Northeast Guilford High School, coached by Curtis Hunter down there. He's a young man who will step in right away and play key minutes for us. We're looking forward to seeing what he does. Adds a tremendous amount of energy to the game. Matt Moats is a name that, he made his own name for himself, but of course he follows a great sister in Nikki, who was a standout for Coach Dunning on the women's side. Matt's a young man with he's a big, strong kid, but he's got good hands, good feet, has a chance to become a real good player as long as he just matches that intensity up every minute he's on the court. And then last but not least, Seth Bradley. Seth's a young man who played Allegheny High School. He's a standout in 3 sports, football, baseball, and basketball. And concentrating on one sport's going to help him become a very good player for us and a very good Maroon in the future.
You open up the season in Philadelphia against Swarthmore and Haverford. What do you expect from those 2 contests?
Well, Swarthmore has a new coach, and they hired an assistant coach from Davidson. It's a tremendous academic school. I think, Swarthmore's rated, one of the top 4 or 5 liberal arts schools in the country year in, year out. We beat them here last year, so I know they'll be looking for revenge. They return a kid who's a standout player, Will Gates. We did a great job with him last year. He went 0 for 6 from 3 against us last year, but was a first-team All-League player in the Centennial and a fantastic young man. That's a great place to start with. So we'll have a work cut out for us playing on the road, but I kind of like this. We did this the last time we won the ODAC championship. We played 2 on the road to begin the season in the tournament and got battle-tested. You get a chance to go on the road with your kids and do an overnight, and they basically just them and us for 48 hours or so. So I'm really looking forward to having some fun like that. And then the second game up there, of course, Saturday is going to be Haverford, and another great academic school in the Centennial Conference, and one we don't know a lot about, but we're going to get to see them play Friday. And so it's a neat place to start. I've played a lot of cities. I mean, we've done Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Orlando, Las Vegas. We've been a lot of places. We've never been to Philly. We've got a good amount of alumni in Philly, so we're looking forward to heading up to Pennsylvania and seeing some friendly faces.
Maybe you can get a word in and get the game switched to the Palestra and make it really special.
I want to play in the Palestra before in my career. I've thought about that long and hard, and I've tried to do that. And I've got a good friend, Phil Martelli. He said maybe he'll try to, when he knows the end's near for me, so I'll get you in the Palestra one game.
Talk about your assistants, Michael Strickland, new to the staff, along with Tony Dunford and Paul Bernard.
Well, it's great to have Paul and Tony back in the fold with us. They've been not only really good coaches, but really good friends too, and they're basketball guys. They love the game. Really fortunate to have those 2 with us. Michael Strickland's a young man who I saw basically in high school and knew him in college, and he played at Randolph-Macon, an arch rival, but I'd see him working camps in the summer. I knew he's got family lineage like I do. He's a coach's son, and I thought Michael would be a great coach when he went into coaching. I still kept my eyes on him, and then when the opening occurred last year for us, and Robbie Winfield went into private business, and I had 1 or 2 other kids who I looked at who were also Roanoke College guys, but really it wasn't a good time for them to move. But really the first guy I went to was Michael. I thought he would be a fantastic assistant for us, a fantastic addition for the college, and he's not let me down yet.
And we're going to show you a picture here, and we want you to talk a little bit about the significance of this photo. I believe it's going to be your father and your uncle, Charles Moyer Court here.
Well, that's Sam Moyer Court at Catawba College in North Carolina. My uncle, who's 6 years older than my father, he coached Catawba for 35 years, and we scrimmaged down at Catawba a couple of weeks ago. And my dad was able to make the trip with us, get to see his brother and spend some time with him. And Sam had that court named after him a few years back, and he was a good small college coach. He never left. My dad was at Roanoke College and ended up at Tulane and Virginia Tech. Sam decided to spend his whole 35 at Catawba. He had a son that played for him, who's now a doctor. One of my cousins is an anesthesiologist, and Sam's getting along pretty well for 87 years old.
Yes, he is.
He's promised me he's going to try to come up for our Thanksgiving weekend tournament and help me coach a little bit.
Well, I'm sure that would be advice well heeded.
Definitely.
So we thank you for being on the show, Coach, and we certainly wish you well for the 2012-2013 season. Big start in Philadelphia. Yep. And, of course, he'll be back throughout the winter with good reports on the Roanoke College men's basketball team. And we'll be back on Tuesday night live at Mac and Bob's on Student Appreciation Night as Richmond Bramlett has Coach Dave Sampson in your workhorse of the week.
Be sure to catch Roanoke College sports on Valley Vision TV, Comcast Channel 7 in Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt, Lexington, and Blacksburg. Brought to you by Mac and Bob's, Main Street, Salem. For programming information or schedules, go to valleyvisiontv.com.
I'm Shane Beamer.
And I'm Frank Beamer for Stop In Food Stores.
Hey, Dad, I'm going to grab a hot dog. You want one?
Sure. Let me give you...
It's okay, Dad. I got this one.
This week at Stop In, get 2 all-beef hot dogs, only 99 cents.
Get some refreshment with a fountain drink.
Any size, just 99 cents. Plus, pay only 99 cents for any size coffee, tea, or icy. Now through Sunday only.
All stop-in locations have quality branded gasoline. So stop in and fill up today.
Shop where Dad and I shop.
Stop in food stores.
Looking for great food and the big game in high def? Try the new menu items at All Sports Cafe, including thick and juicy burgers grilled to perfection, served with fries and your choice of any side item. All Sports Cafe, where the object is to score great food.
All Sports. Stop in food stores. Dairy Queen. Chick-fil-A. Service Master. And the Roanoke College Bookstore.
Roanoke College. Timeless and true. Smart and solid. Practical and professional. Making discoveries about yesterday. Creating visions for tomorrow. Lifted by a winning college spirit. Forging lifetime friendships with professors who prepare you for a place at the head of an operating table or another bright future. Roanoke College. Classic for tomorrow.
And we're back with everybody's favorite segment, Workhorse of the Week with Dave Sampson. Sampson, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here.
Greg, growing the beard out?
No shave November.
That's right. I'm glad you went with the no shave November instead of the Movember mustache only.
Nah, mustaches are a little bit creepy sometimes.
There are a lot of mustaches being grown on campus right now.
There's a lot of mustaches, mildly to moderately disturbing. We'll get back to you on that at the end of the month.
All right, we're just going to go ahead and hop right in because we got some stuff at the end. We got some business to take care of at
We
the
do
end.
have a lot of business at the end. It's kind of disturbing, but also exciting at the same time.
Let's go ahead and go on to let's go to men's basketball.
Men's basketball, I'm having trouble reading up there, but I think I got 3 nominees. Is that right? Yeah, Cameron Smith, freshman out of North Carolina, Daniel Eco out of Richmond, and who's my Clay Lacey out of homegrown here, Roanoke, Virginia. Both of them, I watched some practices, watched their work in the weight room. These guys are up there because they bring it every time. They're either in the weight room or on the court. There's no let up in their game, and I like their chances of really kind of taking the team on their back this year and doing some good things for us with the basketball team. So it's tough for me to pick a winner. I know Clay's been a winner before. I know Daniel's been a winner before. Cameron, a freshman, obviously he has not won before. But I'm going to go with the shocker this week, and I'm picking Cam. He has done the extra work in practice. I talked to Coach Moyer about him. Coach is really high on him. He's getting some individual extra work in the weight room with me, and I think he's going to step in and make a difference for the guys this year. I'm really excited to watch him play.
The Wichita State pick there for you.
Yeah, the Shockers. You got to
right.
love them.
All right. Well, again, Cameron, catch up with Samson here. Get your T-shirt.
He still may be here. He was here earlier tonight, probably for the free grays.
We had a lot of people here.
Awesome. Hats off to Rotance and Dishaw. Free Grace and Mac and Bob's quality. Good turnout tonight. Yeah.
All right, let's go on to women's basketball.
Women's basketball.
Be careful. Dunnigan's here.
I know Dunnigan's here. I've dealt with her before.
Okay.
We got Rachel Delahunt, a multiple winner last year, as was Tatum McKee, and perennial favorite Paxton Gwynn. This is a tough choice. I had these girls all preseason long, 2 days a week. They did a phenomenal job showing up, doing their conditioning, doing their weightlifting, doing their agility work. And I think the girls I think they were picked 8th in the ODAC this year. I like their pick so low. It's going to kind of induce some anger in them. I think that's a slap in the face for them. I think they're much, much better than the 8th pick this year. I look for them to finish in the top 4, if not make a run. So that said, I'm giving my preseason award win to Rachel Delahunt.
There you go.
She was kind of the ringleader of the girls, getting them all together and pestering me into working them out on Tuesday and Thursday. So, Rach, I'm really proud of you. I look for her to step up and have a really big season for the Lady Maroons this year.
Again, there was a big group of women's basketball players here as well.
And now there's not. So
I know. All right, and moving on, one last one. Men's soccer.
Men's soccer, I don't know if we had my exact terminology up there, but I nominated.
We do not.
I nominated the whole damn team this week, or every other week, because the guys, they won the regular season outright. They won the ODAC tournament outright. They played in their first NCAA game since, I think, 2007. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
So a 5-year drought. Order has been restored in the Maroons men's soccer program. I couldn't be any more proud of those guys, especially AJ and Chris Conover and Logan, the 3 seniors on the team. They really did a phenomenal job, and it's tough to single any one of them out.
Absolutely.
So great job. I think my winner for the men's soccer is going to be Coach A. He what a way to send that guy out. He's a class act. They sent him out with a regular season title and an ODAC title, an NCAA appearance. So my hat's off to him. I think that's just a fine tribute to that guy.
And not to mention released the ODAC Coach of the Year.
ODAC well, I mean, why wouldn't he be? What else could he do? Regular season and ODAC champ, tournament champ. I mean, he can't do any more than that.
And
he can't.
And now Workhorse of the Week.
And he gets Workhorse of the Week.
I might have to span beyond just the week, but
I'm going to go out on a limb and give Coach A Workhorse of the fall season.
There you go.
All sports. He's encompassed it all. He's outworked everybody. So great job, Coach A. Congrats.
All right. Well, I think it's time to move on to brass tacks here. We've got last in the spring. You went on a bit of a tirade. We were going to pull it back up, but we chose not to pull it back up just for fear of who might be watching. But you had a bit where you were not happy with the enthusiasm of the calls.
No, it's a huge beef. I had a huge beef with that. In the both the ODAC tournament and the NCAA tournament, the umpires, I just don't think they were giving their all. I was disappointed in them.
Making the right call. It's just not just putting enough effort into it.
Well, the right call, that's questionable. I think they got more right than wrong. So that said, they just they lacked enthusiasm, and they just didn't bring anything to the table when they made the strike calls, when they made the foul ball calls, the out safe calls, and for the love of Pete, when they made the third called strike call, they were lulling me to sleep. That bothers me.
But I think you have let Brad know, you let me know, that we have found a replacement for these officials. Is that right?
There's no question.
All right.
We've definitely got an up-and-coming star in the world of umpiring. I got it on a kind of an obscure website, and I forwarded it to Brad. Brad was admitted to the hospital briefly when he viewed the clip. And now, according to you and Brad, we've got that special treat for our fans tonight.
We do. We have the umpire's video resume that he sent in to us. So
yeah, I think his the nickname on the website that I saw him was Harry High Pants, I think. So if we'll watch him, he's quite enthusiastic. He's obviously got the pants pulled up above the navel.
There you go.
I don't know if he's a member of the Omega fraternity, or he's just making the elk sign, the Rudolph the reindeer sign. He's vocal. You got to give him points for that. There's the hike up of the pants. Don't worry about the chest protector falling down. Foul ball is clear. Everybody in the stadium knows that's a foul ball. His throwback to the pitcher is questionable at best. I don't know if he was drinking before.
A 9-year-old coaching third base. Hit him with the changeup.
You gotta love the third strike call. I'm wrong. You gotta go around and say you cannot teach that. That's deeply embedded in his DNA. That's good stuff right there. Look at that. There's the antlers right there. There's the antlers. My only question is, why is this guy not in the majors? Surely at Salem, at the Red Sox, they need this guy.
Well, if somebody's going to see this video, they're going to see Tuesday Night Live tonight, and they're going to hire us.
No question about it. Even the coach, he doesn't agree with the call, but he loves the umpire's enthusiasm. That's all I was saying about the umpires that I witnessed during the softball tournament last year. If they could couple their knowledge with this guy's enthusiasm, they're going places.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How can they not?
Well, I'm glad I watched that multiple times before I came on. I don't think I would have been able to talk after this whole thing was over. But
it's a showstopper.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks, Richmond.
We'll be back in just one moment to close things up. Stay with us.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
Be sure to catch Roanoke College sports on Valley Vision TV, Comcast Channel 7 in Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt, Lexington, and Blacksburg. Brought to you by Mac and Bob's, Main Street, Salem. For programming information or schedules, go to valleyvisiontv.com.
I'm Shane Beamer.
And I'm Frank Beamer for Stop In Food Stores.
Hey, Dad, I'm going to grab a hot dog. You want one?
Sure. Let me give you...
It's okay, Dad. I got this one.
This week at Stop In, get 2 all-beef hot dogs, only 99 cents.
Get some refreshment with a fountain drink.
Any size, just 99 cents. Plus, pay only 99 cents for any size coffee, tea, or icy. Now through Sunday only.
All Stop In locations have quality branded gasoline. So stop in and fill up today.
Shop where Dad and I shop.
Stop In Food Stores.
Looking for great food and the big game in high def? Try the new menu items at All Sports Cafe, including thick and juicy burgers grilled to perfection, served with fries and your choice of any side item. All Sports Cafe, where the object is to score great food.
Welcome back to Roanoke College Sports Maroon Tuesday Night Live. The Mac and Bob's, the women's basketball team, is going to play Washington Lee on Thursday at the Bass Center, and it'll serve as the home ODAC opener for the Maroons. Contest will start at 7. The men's basketball team will head to Philadelphia to face Swarthmore and Haverford, while the women are at Guilford over the weekend to face York of Pennsylvania and North Carolina Wesleyan. Check out maroonsroanoke.edu for more information on these games.
This weekend, Tim Smith will be running in the NCAA Cross Country National Championships in Terre Haute, Indiana on Saturday, November 17th. Then just one day after Thanksgiving, the Maroons host the Dick Leftwich Fee Foundation Classic. As Brad is, our athletic director Brad Moore and the crew are giving signs in the background. We'll host the Dick Leftwich V Foundation Classic, which also serves for the home opener for the 100th year of Roanoke College men's basketball. They will play Johnson Wells on Friday at 6 p.m., then Goucher at 3 o'clock on Saturday. For all of us here at Tuesday Night Live, for Brett Peltier, I'm Bruce Bramblett. Everyone, good night.
All Sports, Stop In Food Stores, Dairy Queen, Chick-fil-A, Service Master, and the Roanoke College Bookstore.